Ken, Gentleman Prospector. Top of the morning to you. Sorry about the mower sound. My neighbor decided to cut his grass exactly right now. I'm having some Goldgers in my cup. I'm going to crush some rocks today. Let me get my tablet. I got to get my tablet. Let's have a look. Hey, little oil come in saying, crush it. David Alfonsetti. Howdy. Nice old school crusher. They work great on small pieces. Yes, they do, David. And if they ain't small enough, you make them smaller. Roger's saying, let's crush it. Dean Gold, New York's in there. Hell, good morning, Joseph. Hey, AAA, my brother, Alaskan Assassin. Howdy, howdy. So we're going to talk a little bit, if we can talk over the mower. I mean, he is literally 80 yards from me cutting his grass. Seen the camera set up. Great guy, though. Great neighbors. I can't complain about these neighbors. They're really good. But we're going to talk a little bit about it. And different methods that use to crush rock, different types of ore depending on the region and where you are at. Hope everyone's doing great. We got 12 amazing people in there. But after we're going to cook it, we're going to crush it, and we're going to pan it out, and we're going to see. Don't have a clue. Anytime you pick up a rock, you don't know what's in it until you crush it. Unless you can visibly see, with a loupe or something like that. Now, the one thing that all these rocks that I have, let me get over here to the camera so I can show you guys a little bit different. A little different here. Got to move a couple things out of the way. All right. Got the camera set there. Hey, Crash, welcome in. Miller Outdoors. Miller's on his way. So, the one thing that all of these rocks that you can see here have in common, and these right here are some really special ones that I want to crush today at some point, is they're all indigenous rocks, which means that they were formed during volcanic eruptions a long time ago, and as the lava pushed through and pushed up and started to rapidly cool, it formed these. Now, a lot of times we call this bedrock, which it is, but it's made up of different things depending on where you're at geographically. You have some here that's got a lot of feldspar in it. You can see the feldspar in that. You have some here, like this one here, that is very granitic. It's very granitic in nature. As is this one. This is quartz. This is quartz with granite and rhyolite in it. This comes from, all these that are in here came from Missouri. This one right here, I've got some big samples of it. But I want to crush this little dude up just to see, because this is a very promising little piece right here. And I've got some big chunks, big samples of it from the last time I was down at the river. And some of these you guys have seen under the microscope. Jeff Rubin, welcome in, pal. And you guys have seen some tiny little flecks of gold in there with me. That's what makes this set special. But in order to get some of these, and I've got some big old chunks in here from our excursions. I mean, you can look at this one here, and you're like, how in the world are you ever going to crush that, GP? Well, you got to break it down smaller. And sometimes you got to break it off of the host. And you need a good set of chisels and a good rock hammer to do that with. We'll get them out of the way, because we're not going to be working that hard today. And we're not going to crush this big dude today either. That's, that's for when it's a little cooler outside. But we are going to crush some smaller ones. We're going to run some through the dolly pop. And we're going to run some through the noisemaker, my handmade rock crusher. And I'll go over how I made that and what I did wrong and what I did right with it. Because when I designed that and made that, I was looking at other rock crushers and I kind of designed it off of one, and then I realized that I didn't design this one wide enough. It needed to be a little wider. A half inch would have made a difference. Now, first step in this, and like I said, first thing I want to crush up is some of this Missouri stuff right here. And the first step that I'm going to do in this is I'm going to cook it. I'm going to cook it first. And that helps anytime you cook it. Although these are dry, they've been out of the water for a long time, there still can be hidden moisture in them. And anytime that you have a rock that you're getting ready to crush and you cook it, it helps to break down the organics that are inside there, because we all know organics burn, and at a much lower temperature than any of the rocks do or any of our solids. And there could be moisture in there. So all we're going to do is, actually I'm probably just going to use this little one. And I do have my fire gloves with me. Safety first. And I think I have something with me to light the stove with, so we're going to get that going. And we're going to heat some rocks up. We're going to cook them. We're going to cook some rocks. Now trust me, that fire is hot. It's all kinds of hot. Way too hot. We're going to turn that down. We're going to let them cook a little bit. I used to cut quartz from the railroad ballot. Crushed it. And did find a little gold, yeah. Jeff Rubin says, Mama Bird better say it's okay. Mama Bird has worked. Yeah, I don't have the permission slip. You know what? Instead of getting, these are my state issued fire gloves, and they are old. They're like me, and they're tight. Mama Bird did not approve the crushing of any of these rocks. But the thing is Mama Bird has so many rocks, she'll never know. She won't know, so Scurvy Punk says, pew pew, pew pew back to you. I'll have eggs and onions with mine. Yeah, right? Them are cooking up right nicely. We'll give them a little shake here. Kind of like you do popcorn. See the smoke coming off of them. I'd say the temperature now it's got up there to about 250 degrees, maybe a little more. Top of the morning to you, deal mom. Oldie, side up. Hey, send a quick one. Top of the morning to you. There's 40 people in here, 40 amazing people. This is cool. Watching me crush some rocks. I'm cooking rocks right now. I mean, hey, why not cook them? We cook our eggs, bacon, our pork, our burgers, or even our vegetables. Why not cook our rocks? So while that's going on, I'm going to take this other pot, and a few of these, I want to make sure that they fit in here, and they do. A few of these I'm going to crush up too. And I want to pick out the right ones here that'll fit no problem into my crusher when we turn the noisemaker on. There we go. That's a nice little crush sample. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to switch these out. I'm going to take these that have been cooking now for a few minutes, and look at that. Boy, they all cook. I'm going to let them cool down just a little bit. So we burn off a lot of the organics inside there, and we burn off any of the moisture that might have been in there. Essentially, we increase the rate that they are going to fracture themselves. So these are more capable of breaking apart and fracturing now than when we started. Kira says, pour some barbecue sauce on. You got a great rock burger, right, Kira? Not another rock dinner, right? So inside here cooking now, this material came from Colorado. This material was picked up on a while back on a trip there in Colorado, and that's what we're cooking there. And I've got 2 5-gallon buckets full of that. And I've got probably that much full of the Missouri stuff. But if we was to do that, this would be 20-hour long. This live. We don't want that. You know, an hour, 2 hours, mowing. Because it's hot out here. And my neighbor's mowing. Sure, I just explained it, brother. We're looking for gold. There's gold in these rocks. Maybe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the dolly pop, the rock crushing dolly pop. That could have been gold in there, whatever that was I just poured out. And I'm going to pour these into it. Just a few at a time. And you know you don't want to touch that, because that little rock right there is hot, 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 baby. That's a hot rock, indeed. 60 people watching. Alright, we're cooking these up real good. They're starting to glow. These babies are starting to glow. I'm gonna crank that down. Oh, you cooking them for the minerals to make vitamins? No, but you know what? That would be cool too. I would watch that. Anton Bigmore. Top of the morning to you. Here's a little Goldgers in your cup. So we don't have too many in there. You don't want to put too many at once. That'll make it difficult in the dolly pot. Slide your coffee over. And I would say this is going to be noisy, but probably all you can hear is the lawnmower anyway. And what I'm going to do is start crushing these. They don't take long. And these beautiful Missouri specimens. Let me turn that camera just a little bit so you guys can watch me crush. Hot crush, as Justin would say. Now we want to turn these into as fine as powder as you can get. So that's a process. You set this out of the way for just a second. So what we want to do is we want to classify them down. Once we get that initial crush going, like we have right now, I'm going to take them, and then we're still hot. They made my dolly pop hot. And I'm going to pour that over in here, classify that down. And this is the material that we're looking to pan out that's in there now. And as you can see, it's all getting much smaller. So I'm going to pour them back in. And it's a process. I'm gonna look at chat. Safety glasses on. That's the noise of money, says Tealman. That's right. Lambs become lions. Well, I'm in Missouri. And right now, these are Missouri rocks that I'm crushing up. They are, the ones that I'm crushing right now is quartz, granite, and rhyolite. And them are all host rocks here in Missouri for gold. Well, welcome in, Kira. You're always welcome into the Gold Kingdom, bro. Sister, whatever you are, you're welcome. Whoever you are, we don't care. Everyone's welcome. We love humans, and that's just the way it is. I'm a retired firefighter paramedic, as most of you guys know. And I believe in the human race, 100%. Woo, we're getting her down there now. And they're getting crushed up. And I can still, as small as they're getting to be, you see the quartz from the rhyolite, and look at this granite. Oh, and every time I do this, they get down a little smaller, and a little smaller, and a little smaller. It's a process. Lord Fuzzy Wuzzy, howdy. Some kind of grinder. Yeah, we'll get to this shortly. And this is a homemade rock crusher is what it is. Me and my brother Paul made that. Paul is a lot like Carl. He is a master fabricator. And can make anything, can weld anything, can fix anything. About much like Carl. Grant says Trace Creek. Oh, Grant, you're figuring it out, brother. See, and that's the thing. That's the thing, guys. Man, it's hot out here. Is most of the old timers, historically speaking, has done the work for us, the legwork. All we have to do is find out if there's any literature out there. And I can tell you, for us, for Missouri, the best place to look is the St. Louis Post from the 1850s to the 1930s. If you'll look at anything through that, there is a map written out, and it just shows you where all the gold is right here in Missouri, and it's cool. Really? Yeah, this is probably the #1 way that people extract gold now is by, now they have a lot bigger industrial equipment, ball mills and different things. But yeah, crushing the ore, hard rock mining, that's the way to go. And I can tell you, I mean, the camera won't do this piece any justice. But when that piece, 100% for sure has gold in it. And this is granite. And you can see where it's fractured here. And I have crushed a lot of this over the years from that area. And every time I've done it, I've gotten gold. And we've got a little bit of it cooked up here, so we'll find out. But first, I gotta know if I got gold in my Missouri stuff. And you can get some chunky gold sometimes out of this, depending on how you do it, and depending on the size of the gold, because gold's very malleable. But it all still comes down to panning it. We're still going to have to pan all this once we get it crushed up. Now, you guys can see I'm getting a pretty good amount of ore in there. crushed ore ready to pan out. We just got started. Strength of King's Gold. You got to be good in this channel or you get sent to the train station. We got some amazing moderators down here. And I make everyone a moderator after they've been in here for a while and I can see you're kind and polite. So we are after flour gold. You metal detect the ore to select it. You know, sometimes we do. That's a great question, Lambs becomes lion. Sometimes we do. And you know what? If you guys want to wait just a minute, I can go grab either my metal detector or my pinpointer and see if we can get one of them to sound off. I have really good detectors that will sound off if there's a tiny flake of gold in it. And then my pinpointer, it's got to be pretty good size. It's got to be 0.09 or so for it to sound off. And I have in the past with that pinpointer had mineralized rocks and have it sound off and crushed them and got pretty good results out of it, pretty good gold. One of our metal detectors we use has a black sand tracker on it, and it'll actually pick up mineralization in your black sand, whether it be hematite or magnetite, and you can follow it. And that, ooh, I just seen something that looked just like a nice little flake of gold in there. I don't see it now. We about got this first batch crushed down here, and we'll stick that second batch in. But yeah, that's a great question. A single gram of gold is currently worth, that's right, Cure, a single gram. Jeffrey Payne, top of the morning to you. 85 amazing people in here. That was a good investment, Cure. How much do you pay for a gram holding? I don't buy gold. You know, every once in a while, if there's a friend that has a gold pay dirt or something like that, or a specialty, I'll buy it. Or if I'm doing a channel giveaway, which we do, seems like every week, I about spoke all that. Like we do every week, I'll buy different pay dirts. But as far as buying gold, I don't buy gold. I prospect and find my gold, just like I'm doing here. Holder's got some for sale, it sounds like. And we do sell gold sometimes. I've sold a lot of nuggets that we found and pickers and different things. But we also, we sell gold, this flour gold that we find. I've got an assayer and a buyer right here local. Great guy, gets me a great price on it. 31.1 grams is a troy ounce. 31.1. Yeah, black sand tracker. Yeah, there's only one machine out there that has that on it, and that was invented by White's metal detector, and White's no longer in business, and the reason for that is nobody in the family, when the people that started White's, they built it up, and when nobody in the family wanted to take the business over, they sold it. Garrett's bought the business out, and they're still producing the same machine. It's the Goldmaster 2000, and that will pick up a tiny flake of gold, and it has a black sand tracker on it. It's got a nice digital display, heads-up display. It's a good machine. I highly recommend it. And there, you know, it's a VLF. It runs on at 47 kilohertz, which the highest VLS that you can get is a Goldbug 2, and that's 73 kilohertz. And we also have a Goldbug 2. That's what Mama Bird primarily uses, and that thing will pick up a little micro. It's cool. But like anything else, you got to be able to use them properly. All right, that's getting down there to the nitty gritty. I'm going to pour that in one more time. And now we're going to add these other rocks that are still damn hot. Woo! We're going to crush them up. 100 grams of gold, yeah. Gold's measured by troy ounces, and it takes 31.1 grams to make up a troy ounce. So if you have 100 grams, you essentially have 3 ounces. So yeah, you got like 10 grams. Bobo Rob! Top of the morning to you. Any day with Goldgers is a great day. Yeah, and I hope we find some Goldgers today, Rob. Top of the morning to you, sir. This one's for you, Rob. A little Goldgers in your cup. The material that I'm breaking up right now, Rob, is some of the stuff you guys have seen me show under the microscope here from Missouri. I just about got her crushed up. I cooked it, now we're crushing it. Now, the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to run some Colorado material, and we're going to compare the two. One from Colorado, one from Missouri. Means absolutely nothing. It just means that they both could have gold, they both could have nothing. You never know. I'm going to use the rock crusher on the Colorado one, though. Well, this is a rock crusher, too, but I'm going to use the homemade rock crusher. And it's going to get loud, and it's going to get noisy. And you're all going to be like, oh my God, because it is loud. Thank you, Crash. Appreciate that. Hit that like button. 94 amazing people in here. I regret selling my silver, says Cure. So, you know what? Yeah. Silver's going up, too, in price. And there was a time way, way, way back when silver was actually more valuable than gold was. But there was a lot more need of silver than there was for gold. Cure, you've been in here for the 15 minutes and you seem like a pretty good guy, gal, or whomever you are, person. So I'm gonna turn you blue so you can connect with some of these other great channels. There's some great prospectors in here, some great people. Tielman, it is always nice to see you. Thank you for coming in here, and you have a wonderful day at work. This Goldgers in the cup is for you. Tiago, welcome in. Howdy. Yeah, no problem, Kira. And that's just it. You know, this is the gold community. We're in the gold kingdom, and we're a treasure family. And everyone out there is a treasure to us. And if you come in the channel and you're a good person and you're kind and considerate and not causing hate or discontent, you will get moderated. And it only takes about 15 minutes. Now, I do have managing mods in there that if you get out of hand, they will send you to the train station, and it's a one and done kind of deal. George, we're cooking rocks. We're busting up, crushing up some rocks that I hope might have a little bit of gold in them. And the easiest way to do that is to cook them first. And that helps to remove any of the organics that might be inside the igneous rock, and it helps remove any moisture that may be left over there. And it makes them easier to crush. So that's what we're doing. We cooked up some rocks. We got them up there. We probably brought them up to about 600 degrees. Now we're letting some cool down, and we're crushing some. Shelby Conrad, howdy. Yeah, I go all these rocks, every one of them, if you can see here, they all come from the United States. These particular ones come out of Colorado. This one right here came from right here, the 24th state in the Union, Missouri. And all these that I'm crushing right now came out of Missouri. And I'm crushing the Missouri ones first because I need to know. This is a new place in Missouri, and I need to know if it's worth bringing these rocks back home. So if I find some gold in there, no more than what I'm crushing here, even if I find 3 or 4 little pieces of flour gold, it's going to be worth bringing back. Because when it gets cold here and the snow's blowing and I can't make it to the creek, it's just a fun thing to do. Fishing with Leanne. Yeah, I can give you a shout out. You got that, man. Absolutely. All of our fishing brothers and sisters we like to shout out because we're everything outdoors. We do a lot of fishing ourselves, as you guys know. Fishing and hunting, prospecting, mushroom hunting, anything outdoors. I'm going to keep going. That's getting down there pretty small. But I'm going to keep going on that because I still see some stuff that looks juicy. Have you ever find? Yeah, I find gold all the time. And I'm going to tell you what, we find so much wild gold here in Missouri. Most of it's all tiny micro flour gold, but it adds up. It adds up. Naked dogs in the house. Whoop, whoop, whoop. You find the magic mushrooms. Well, psilocybin, yeah, we have found psilocybin mushrooms, but we usually go for morels and coral mushrooms and chanterelles and things like that native to Missouri. Stuff that we can eat that doesn't, make us want to eat more. Good stuff. So we've successfully turned all them pieces of quartz, granite, and rhyolite into a bunch of crushed up sand now. Yeah, I think so, Lambs. And Lambs, you've been in there and you've been very, very kind and asked some wonderful questions. So there you go. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. 73 amazing people in here. GP is building a beach. He's building the Mama Bird Rock Garden Beach. I keep looking over there because when you said that, it made me look at her rock garden. I've got an old, where we used to have a tree after we had removed a few years back. Where the stump was at that I dug out was a pretty good hole. So I buried a well pump in it. And then I put some rock. I love to crush some of them rocks Mama Bird's got over there, but she'd kill me. And then I filled it all in with the light stuff, and yeah, it looks pretty good. So we are going I'm going to separate that. That's the bigger stuff that crushed down that didn't go through the minus 100. And now we're going to pan some of this out. We got this ready to pan out. So, I don't know. Is there gold in it? Does it look like there might be gold in it? Might be gold in it. Might's growing chicken's butt, so I don't know. I'm going to move some of these rocks out of the way. We're going to turn this camera to the gold pan right here. Listen to that beautiful bird go. And we're going to pan it out. Now, I do have a catch pan under there, as you guys can see, to catch this material with, because if I start seeing gold, I may change up the way that I'm doing it. I may decide to just crush it and run it down a sluice. You never know. And if you know, you know. Let me turn that. to where it's more appropriately facing. GP, I'm going to go, but we'll pop in later. Well, Cindy, thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful morning and have some Goldgers in your cup. 57 people still watching in here. I don't actually understand that question, Tiago. Sorry, my fault. Zaxxon's in the house. My pal Zaxxon. So Zaxxon, we are crushing up some rocks. These are all Missouri that I just crushed up. Here's what that material looks like. And we're going to pan it out. And I'm going to start out with just a little bit because we don't know what it's going to be like to pan it yet. I'm going to set that tablet where I can read it while I'm doing some panning. And I do have a surfactant in here to help break the water tension. So I pan this back, and I'm going to go slow so I can look at that field as I pan this material off. You never know what to expect. You always hope to find a great old big chunk of gold that was released off one of them rocks, and that's always a possibility. You never know. I'm going to turn this just a little bit different because I thought I seen a fleck of gold. So I'm going to run it. I'm going to do it like this down the riffles. That way it gives it a second chance if it was a fleck of gold that I don't pan it out. Because anytime you crush this stuff, it gets small. And if there's any tiny, tiny micros, it'll release it. And they should be in the bottom of this pan if we do it right. Yeah, I like the green and the blue both, Dina. The blue is easier for me to see gold in, but for some reason, I always use a green pan. I have blue pans. I have a lot of blue pans. But I usually use my Garrett Super Sleuth, so I always do when I'm out on the river. But here I used there's gold. We do have a piece of gold right there. Right there, that's a piece of gold. That's Missouri gold. Come right out. You guys watched me cook it and crush it right out of them rocks. There's another piece. Ooh-wee. So, yeah. All right, I got 3 pieces in there now. Let me rinse some of this off. Tap that back down. Got 3 micros in there out of that little tiny bit of rocks that I crushed up. So either there's a lot of gold in that place, which we know there is because me and Joe and Mama Bird's been getting it out of there, or I got lucky on picking these rocks. There's actually, there's pretty good gold here. And it's all micros. Let me tap it up here. Yeah, let me see if I can zoom that in to where you guys can see it. So, and it'll be easier to see when it's under the water. You guys can see I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got 10 little micros out of that first tiny little spoonful that I poured in the pan. We're going to suck them up. Got them. Got it. So that's cool. We got gold in Missouri. Hey, empty pan, top of the morning to you. Ball mill gold. Basically, yeah. Basically what it is there, Rob. So we're going to do some more of that. It's tiny, because we just crushed it. We knew it was going to be tiny. We crushed it tiny, didn't we? You know, they make purple pans too, Dina. Mama Bird actually has a couple of purple pans. One of her big gold claw pans is purple. Just ordered Flower Gold Wizard Micro Sluice. I'm copying your setup. Woo-wee! You're gonna love it, Gail. Especially if you've got some tiny gold. You can ask Rob. It works. It works for that tiny little ball mill powder like gold. I know. I tell everyone that's ever saved their black sands that thought they got all the gold out of it, run it down the micro sluice, and you'll be surprised on what you missed. All right, let's pan that back. Another little spoonful. See if there's anything in number two. Plane coming overhead. Yep. Rich and Dave Peterson, they'll custom make any of it. Make any color that you want. I need to zoom that camera back out so you guys can see. I forgot I had it zoomed in. And you want to go slow on this because, like Rob said, ball mill gold, basically, it's tiny, tiny, tiny stuff. While we didn't use a ball mill, we did use a crusher on it and mashed her down there pretty small. Oh wow. I'm seeing I'm seeing quite a bit. I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pieces already in this pan. I'm gonna wash this back so I don't lose it and then tap that stuff back up there. So there's some nice micros in this stuff. Definitely worth saving the material or the rocks and crushing them. And when Mama Bird sees this, she's gonna say, "But we can't crush the rocks." But we can. Well, congratulations on your 500 empty pans. We love to see channels grow, love to help channels grow, because that's what we do. We're the Gold Kingdom. You guys are the Gold Kingdom. You make up the Gold Kingdom. I'm just the town gesture. And I'm having fun panning these rocks out. It's hot out here already and humid, and I'm sweating from cooking them rocks and crushing them. But it's all worth it when I start seeing this shiny in my pan. There's too many to count in this pan. I probably have 100 colors in this pan, and some of them are decent pieces of gold. Let me wash this down. Let me tap this back up. Now, I don't know that I have a weighable amount. I doubt it. But all gold matters. And I'm not reading chat because I'm being very diligent on the way that I'm doing this. This is absolutely wonderful. I think you guys should be able, heavy on the should, but you should be able to see all them. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of micros in there, guys. Can you see them? I hope you guys can. We're going to suck them up. How cool is crushing rocks? I wonder how many times I've been to the river growing up as a kid or as an adult or as whatever, and just picked up an old big rock and threw it in the water, not knowing that there could have been gold in it. There's so many micros. Got them. We got more. The last of the Mohican right here. The last of the Missouri that we just crushed up. Got it. Catch up with chat. Nicky Mibbs, welcome in. He says, I just see green. One-legged guy says, yeah, we can see him. Very cool, very cool. Naomi Pretty. Every time I threw a rock as a kid, a window jumped out in front of nowhere. Right, Zaxxon? And you know what? Zaxxon, knowing you, that doesn't surprise me a bit. And you know, I know it was the window's fault. It got in your way. You just chucking rocks. Just being an innocent young man chucking rocks, and then windows jumped out and sacrificed themselves. Well, thank you, Dina. That's Mama Bird's channel on there. Mama Bird just hit 700 subscribers, going for 1,000. If we can get her to 1,000, she's going to have another. And we just did a big giveaway. I'm going to have another one. All right. Let's pull that back and see what's in there, if anything. Innocent young Zaxxon says. Oh, yeah. Obo says, Rob says, that happened with me too, only with BB guns. That's more than where I was at with the BB gun thing, Rob. I was so proud as a young man, about 8, 9 years old. My pops come home from work, and he had been working on an old panel truck, restoring it. You know, this was in the late 60s, early 70s. And I had shot all the tail lights, headlights, and window glass out of that old panel with my BB gun. And you know what? He never got mad at me. He just looked at me and smiled and said, that's pretty good shooting, son. There's some gold. There's some good gold coming in there. I need to zoom that camera back out. I got to remember to keep doing that. So if I would have kept going and kept crushing these Missouri rocks that I have, we would have had a weighable amount. I'll guarantee it, because that's some, look at that coming up in there. That's some pretty gold coming up in there, poking its head out of that old crushed sand. '97 awesome people in here. Please remember to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I sure hope to earn your subscription today. I'm Ken, the gentleman prospector, and to everybody in here, this is the golden community. We make up the golden kingdom. Each and every one of you do. And trust me, it's a kingdom, guys. You guys have created an amazing kingdom, and I'm just happy to be a small part of it. And then this gold is, these are some bigger looking flakes, like that one right there. 2, 3, 4, and there's a couple on this other side. Pretty good stuff. That's right. That's right. Be cordial. Be kind. Share the love. if you should be kind and share the love, you will become a moderator and part of this wonderful, wonderful family and this community that we have here. And Rob won't have to send nobody to the train station. And Rob is the conductor. He spent enough years on the train that Rob is the train conductor. He can send you to the train station really quick. Hey, morning, Josh. Adventures in Michigan with Lisa. Top of the morning to you. Well, hello, Courtney. We love everyone. So what's the point of panning? Profit or just hobby? What's the goal? I know nothing about the panning, says Naomi. And the point is anytime you're gold prospecting, you're gold mining, anything to do with gold mineral recovery starts with a pan and ends with a pan. Now, there's a process in the middle of it. Now, what we're doing today, I'm just a hobby prospector, been doing it for over 20 years, and here in Missouri, we travel across the U.S., we prospect other states with a lot of other people, and have a lot of fun at it. It can be profitable. You can make money at it, but as a hobby, the way we do it, we're not trying to make money at it. We're just trying to find some gold, have fun, make new friends, and share the love. And when I say share the love, that's because most of the gold that we find, we give away. We give it back to our friends, our family, our subscribers. Now look at that. Look at that one time right there coming up. Look at all that beautiful, beautiful hard rock gold that I pulled out of that Missouri. That lovely. But today we're crushing rocks, and it's a process. We heated them up, and then we run them down the dolly, what we call a dolly pop, and we crushed them. And now we're panning it out, and that's the final step in recovering the gold. That's how we retrieve it. And then we take our snuffer bottle, we suck it all up, just like in this hole. And now, I think we need to do a snuffer dump with the Missouri snuff, because we panned out 3 or 4 little pans there. I think we need to do a snuffer dump with it and just see. Heck yeah, lambs become blind. You better believe it. Snuffer dump, snuffy time, make a dog. Snuffy time. And we'll be able to tell now if this is going to be a weighable amount. If it is, we'll put it on the scales, because I can see a lot of gold in there. I don't know if it's going to be a weighable amount, but I can see a lot of gold. It should make a pretty little smile. That is a pretty little smile right there one time. If I turn that just a little bit, I might be able to get it in the sun. I don't know if you guys see that? We just made that gold out of them rocks, guys. And I am the absolute first set of eyes to ever look at the gold. And you guys are right here with me. Nobody in the entire universe has ever seen that. No other set of eyes except for ours at this point, right here, right now. How cool is that? And that might move the scales. It's going to be right on the verge of being a scale mover. I think we should dry it up and weigh it up. What do you guys think? All right. What do you guys think? Let me hear you. Do you guys want me to try to dry it up, or do you want to move on and just start crushing some more rocks? Darren Buca says, let's connect and grow together. And that's what it is. That's what the kingdom's about, is growing. Yeah, my scale don't go that small, Dan, but you know what? That if it did, I bet it would weigh it. But I can set the scale up here and weigh it out. That's about 11 cents. I don't even think it's that much, Drew. I don't even think it's that much. But you know what? How many people in the world can say they're the only people in the universe that ever see something for the first time? I am. I'm one. And I know Rob's one, and Dina's one, and Mega's one, and Gail's one, and Mandy's one, and Dan, and Lisa. There's a lot of people out there that can say that. But if you don't go out and prospect and you don't find wild gold, you chances are you can't ever say that. What's the most you've made in a day? Well, I've made thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in a day before, but I'm a retired firefighter paramedic, and I got paid pretty good for it. You know, when I was a flight medic on the helicopter and stuff, I'd get paid really good for it. So I've made a lot of money in one day. Well, you should get some, Gail. Georgie says it's a waste of time. I don't know. It depends on how you want to waste your time. Some people waste their time getting drunk, using drugs, being belligerent on other people's channels, telling other people that they're doing stuff wrong, being so just down in the dumps all the time. For me, that's a waste of time. I'd rather be upbeat, positive, and say, hey, great job. You did a great job. Oh, the most I ever made finding gold. Well, the most I ever made in one day finding gold was about 700 bucks. I found about 700 bucks worth of gold. And that was three people that was doing it together. We did it for 3 days, well, 2.5 days, and we ended up in them 2.5 days finding right at $1,400 worth of gold. And the last day was the best. We was on bedrock, and we was in private property using equipment, sluices, and yabby pumps, and we nailed it. But on average, when we go out, we usually make around $40 a day. That's probably our average, if that. If we're lucky enough to make that, enough to pay for our gas, you know. Brewers Prospecting, welcome in. There's another guy that's seen a lot of gold for the first time that nobody else has ever seen in the universe. Mainly off grid, howdy. So I'm gonna take my tablet and listen to you guys because I forgot to bring my torch of terror out here, and I gotta have a torch of terror to dry this stuff up. So I'm gonna leave you guys for just a minute. You won't be able to hear me, but I'll still be watching chat. And go grab it. All right, I'm back over here. I got my pan. I got the torch tear. Let's dump this out, dry it out, and see if it'll move the scale. See if we got 11 cents worth. Those of you that know me know GP don't have much sense anyway. 11 cents would be great. Top of the morning to you, Stephen Stark. MVP Fishing, howdy, howdy. Sound Acres Studio. Welcome in, Sound Acres. So we're gonna get the torch tear going here. We're gonna dry this tiny little amount of gold up that we got out of crushing rocks. We was crushing rocks and found some gold, guys. Pretty exciting. Now, looking at it in here, oh, it's some tiny, like it's ball mill gold looking almost. It's so small. Ooh. But you know what? All gold matters. And all gold should be liberated. All right, we got that dried up. It don't take long with the torch tear. We're gonna let that cool off just a little bit. Because I have found when gold is this small, if you don't let it cool down, it will actually stick to your scale tub. I'm looking at some of the comments in here, watching some people get sent to the train station because they think they're funny. They just like train rides. All right, let's turn that scale on. I've let that cool down some. Make sure it's teared it out. And let's... Oh, that's pretty. Can you believe I just got that out of the Missouri rocks I just crushed up? Look at this, guys. Look at that pretty gold. Ooh-wee. Now let's put it on these scales and see if it moved them. Oh, snap. 0.031. 0.031 on the scales. That's a win. That's a win. That's a win. 0.031 out of Missouri, coming in with the Missouri gold at 0.031. Next, we're going to crush up some Colorado gold and see what it comes in at, if it moves the scale, if we even find any on the scale. So that's well worth it, in my opinion. Let me move this camera back up, get you guys set back up over here where I think you can watch me. I'm going to move this because that wind comes up. My 0.031 grams of gold will be gone. So that's a win. Beautiful, fine gold, GP. Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Karen. Howdy, top of the morning to you, T-boys, TJ boys. Drew says $3.34. You know what, Drew? That's a win, and thank you for doing the math on that. I appreciate it. That's awesome. Drew's been in here almost long enough. He's about to earn his monetization. Everyone make sure GP doesn't get Mama Bird wrong. Dina's going on the record right now saying that she is advocating for Mama Bird. So next thing we're going to do is I'm gonna finish crushing them up later. But next thing we're going to do is we're going to set this big mahamba up. Now, the last time I used this, I had trouble with. This is a disclaimer. I had trouble with this really cheap piece of junk grinder that I got it set up on. But I use these cheaper ones because the expensive ones, I burnt two up that was, well, almost $200 a piece, just as quick as I do these. And the problem I was having the last time with this is I'd used it so much, it was still working good, but the switch had broke. So as soon as I plugged it in, it took off. And these are the rocks we're going to be crushing up today. We got our hearing protection. I'm going to leave that camera like it is. And I got to get the cord around here to where I can plug it in, because like I said, the switch had quit working on it, and as soon as I plugged it in, it starts running. So we're going to find out if it's still doing that. And yes, I crush rocks all the time. Yellowstone, hey, that's a good eye. And you know what? I do like that show. What's not to like? And that is a 1955 Yellowstone camper. That is an old vintage camper that I refurbed. Mama Bird just loves it, and I refurbed it for her. So let's plug this in and see if it's going to take off running like I think it's going to. Nope, it didn't. So maybe the switch is back to working again. So we're going to find out. Here we go. Apparently, the last time I used this may have been the last time anyone ever used this, because it's locked up, which means I may not have cleared it out properly. I gotta open it up and see. And I'm gonna have to get a pair of pliers to open it with, because I tightened it tight. All right, I'm back. I got a pair of pliers. Sorry, guys. I've left you twice. I apparently left something in here when I crushed this the last time. So we're going to put whatever's in here, we're going to put it in a different container. We'll pan it out too, because I know where this material came from.
Howdy, what's happening back here?
Mama Bird!
Are you tearing stuff up again?
Mama Bird's home. No,
Did you burn up another rock crusher?
It may have caught on fire. It should be working. It looks free. We'll put it back together and see why it didn't come on. So Mama Bird,
Yes, sir.
look at the scale. The only thing that I've crushed up so far is them little
Wow!
the little pieces of quartz that we took from the last time we were down there.
Holy schwa!
Yeah, it's
Nice.
a weighable amount.
Way to go! Hello, everybody. I just popped into the house real quick.
123 amazing people in here, Mama
So,
Bird.
my apologies. I can't stay and I can't chat, but much love all.
And Rob's been in here sending people to the train station, so is Joseph.
Choo-choo! Megan says...
And look, Peter just come in and said howdy. Yes, that's exactly what I do, Drew. I just pull him out of the river. And Drew's been in here long enough that he just earned his modernization.
Don't tell, Alaska Assassin. You know, quick break at home.
Quick break at home. We're fortunate enough that Mama Bird only lives 7 minutes away from the school that she works at. You really don't need to tighten this tight, so I'm not going to. I'm going to back them on just a little bit.
So I've not been on the live. How much ore did you crush to get that much gold?
Just that little handful, maybe 8 or 9 little pieces.
That's great.
So, yeah, my rock crusher, I think that my grinder burned up, Mama Bird. The last time I used it, when you come home early like now and caught me crushing rock. Oh, by the way, Dina's been a real advocate for you and making sure that I wasn't crushing rocks that I shouldn't be. That simple. This is the stuff we took out before. But we get a clean one. I'm gonna put this, everything we find, over here in the clean one. That was much faster and easier than the dolly pop. Once I made the grinder work. And like I said, it's an old piece of junk grinder. But it's still working.
Bacchus said, great show for Carl last night. You did a great job.
Well, thank you. Carl is on his way to a secret location, which some people know about, but I'm not going to say. Him and his wife and his son, and they're going to spend the weekend having a good time. Didn't finish getting that one crushed up. A couple of them didn't go, but we got enough material to try.
Megadog said unplug it before you take it apart.
Megadog, you're too safe, man. Too safe. We're just going to set that to the side. Like that. Set that to the side. And then I had some material that come out that I'm also going to scrape in there. And there we have it. There we got it. We're going to pan it out. I can't see my tablet. It's so dusty. Everything out here is dusty. Dusty's even dusty. You know what I didn't bring out, Mama Bird? I didn't bring out something to put this gold in.
Okay, I'll go grab
So if we do have a weighable amount, we can switch it out and weigh it. Which I don't know. This is some Colorado rocks. That we've had for several years, me and Mama Bird. And we've been crushing them for several years. We got a lot of them. So we're going to see if there's anything in there. And there might not be a thing. You never know. You never know.
Would this work? Does that work?
That worked. Mama Bird brought me a vial here to dump our gold that we just recovered. And the wind picks up just as I do that. You guys want to see that one more time? Looky here. That's Missouri Shiny. There we go. It's in the jar. And once it goes in the jar, we pull it back out and give it to you guys later. And we're empty now. So now we can pan this out. I have a question, says Joe Buell. When you go out, do you carry protection with yourself and you don't get robbed or something crazy happens when you're out mining? Well, Joe, I am a certified NRA CCW instructor, a retired public servant, retired firefighter, paramedic. I always carry a gun, a pew-pew, you might say. I have one on me right now.
Brewer wants to know about the riffles in your pan.
This is a sluice fox pan, Brewer, Jeff, that this was Mama Bird's very first pan. And we have just, it's went all over the place with Mama Bird, and about, I don't know, 6, 8 years ago, we started using this pan as a cleanup pan. And it's got spiral riffles in it with some of the deeper riffles. I love it for a clean-out pan.
Choo choo!
Somebody go to the train station? Bye-bye. Make a dog done, send them to the train station, send them packing. It's simple, guys. There's 74 amazing people in here, and all you have to do is be a good person, be kind and considerate, kind to others, and
Okay, I gotta go.
you will be welcomed with open arms.
I gotta go. After you, if you get done before my meeting, I'll try to get a hold of you. I had that conference call. Okay.
All right, you have a wonderful day, Mama Bird, and we will see you after a while. Oh, and you can see the color difference in this gold, or I can. I don't know if you guys can. That is a nice big flake of Colorado gold we just pulled out of that rock. That's a big old monker for crushing. It's a big old monker for crushing it up. So, there's gold in these ore. And I already knew that, like I said when I started, that I have crushed a lot of this Colorado ore up. And every time we do it, we get gold out of it. And there is a lot of micros too. You guys see all these micros in here? We're going to suck them up. Keep going. Got it? See how the material's floating in there? That's hydrophobic. What that is the organics that are still inside of that material. Now, had I not cooked that before I did it, it would have been so much worse. So you got to wash all them organics off. Although we got a rinseate in there as a surfactant to help break the water tension, that gold can still, this fine flour gold can still stick with them organics. And you can pan it off if you're not careful. And I'm not really looking at chat here. Mio, howdy, howdy, welcome in. Diamond Tiara, howdy, welcome in. We're having some Goldgers in your cup, and we're finding gold. We just panned out a weighable amount of Missouri gold that we got out of some crushed rocks. We crushed them up, we cooked them, crushed them, and panned them out. And now, this is some Colorado ore sample. About the same amount of material. And I just was running a little bit of a comparison to see how it compared where I got the Colorado sample with where I got the Missouri sample. And you can't compare state to state because that wouldn't be an accurate control at all. We're just comparing the samples that I pulled. That was it. And that'll help me. It's going to help me determine whether or not I bring more samples back with me from my spot here in Missouri, and I definitely am going to. After seeing what we pulled out earlier, I'm going to load one bucket up with just ore to crush. Now that's an interesting little piece. Looks like maybe pyrite that was trapped inside there. Look at chat here for a minute. What's the ridges on the pan mean? Okay, well, that just helps us. I know gold panning used to, was basically a pie pan, whenever the old settlers that was moving western and stuff, they had big pans that they used, and then they copied a lot. The Chinese actually started making ridges in their pans, and that would help the gold to settle in the ridges because a gold has a specific gravity, a density of 19%. That means that it is 19 times denser, heavier than water is. So water weighs 8.33 pounds per gallon. So you would have to take 8.33 times 19, and that's how much a gallon of gold would weigh. The science behind it is pretty cool. So the gold will naturally lay in these riffles while the lighter materials washes off. The bigger riffles on this side, of course, is for bigger aggregate, and the smaller riffles is for the smaller aggregate. Oh, there's some pretty shiny coming through right there. That's some pretty gold, pretty beautiful Colorado gold right there. Trying to catch up with Chad here. The old timers would put dents in the bottom of their metal pans. Yes, sir. You are absolutely right, Rob. And I'm sure Rob's got some old metal pans. I know I do. And every once in a while, I like to break my old metal pan out and use it. It's a good time. Well, looking at this, I'm going to say that it might be enough here to move the scale as well. That's pretty. I think that this gold that we just pulled out of the Colorado ore may be a little bigger. I think you guys should be able to see that. I can turn it into the sun. It might help, might make things worse. Shoot, I don't know. But there is hundreds and hundreds of micros up in there that we just pulled out of that Colorado ore. Very cool, very cool. Crushing rocks. Rock crushing 101. We're gonna crush them rocks, gonna have some fun. Fill a pan full of gold for the day is done. Rock crushing 101. We're gonna suck it up. Got it. Do a snuffer dump, tap it all up, and we'll dry it out and weigh it up. I had the phone turned the wrong way. That's all right. Snuffy dump, as Megan would say. Go, go, Snuffy, go, go. And today, as always, we're using the Garrett Gold Guzzler. The Garrett Gold Guzzler is a great snuffer. In my opinion, it is the best snuffer available out there. And do you know that the Garrett Gold Guzzler snuffer bottle, the snuffer bottle was invented by the legend himself, the Buzzard? And if you're saying, well, who's the Buzzard, GP? Well, that's George Massey. George Massey, the all-American legend that created the GPAA, the Gold Prospectors of America. And we do have a galaxy of gold from Colorado in our pan. A beautiful, beautiful golden smile. All these micros and the bigger flakes. We're going to suck all that up and we're going to dry it up and we're going to see if it'll move the scale. I'll put some more water in there. There's a lot of micros in there. We're about to get them all. Got them. Just get that out of the way one time. Set that back over there. Let's put the snuffer bottle back together and catch up on chat. I think after this smoke, I'll make a smoke and head outside and start my day. Company coming over. Of course, the bars are open. One of the rare days, I'll drink at home today. Right on, Joseph. I hear you, brother. Brewers coming in saying, I've had a hard rock sample straight from the vein of Nebo Gold Mine claim, straight out of the mountain. I still need, yeah, baby. You need to crush that. And when you do, Jeff, you need to make a video of it. Or, better yet, just, you can send it to me and I'll do it, man. I'll crush it up for you. We got some off in there. I don't know if it's enough to move the scale or not. That torch of terror, Mama Bird's least favorite part of gold recovery. No, you absolutely need to crush that, Jeff. And I want, when you do, man, either do it live or at least make a video. I'd love to see it because you know that's going to be holding some pretty shiny. We're going to set that down there. Let her cool off. Move the scale back into the frame. And the reason I let that cool off, because if you don't, it'll burn your cup, because that cup's plastic. I've got aluminum ones that I should probably use. Let's turn that scale on. Zoom in. Whoop. There you can see it. Hit that tare button on it. Like into so. Stand in it where it's shaded. And then we'll pour that gold in there that we just cleaned up. And I'll show it to you guys. There's that Colorado gold right there. Pretty amount of it too. Will it be enough to move the scale? It is not. Oh, it didn't move the scale. Oh, wait. No, hang on. Let's redo that because the wind's blowing and that scale turret might have come off. So I'm going to dump that back in there and we're going to see. It's showing a 0 turret still. Let's find out if that's... I thought it was going to move it for a minute there. Oh, it does. It does. I was wrong. I was right the first time. 0.019. 0.019. Let me get the shadow over there so you guys can read that. It was lost its turret in the wind. Sorry, guys. 0.019. And that's pretty gold. And this is what we put the Missouri gold in. It's the only one I have out here, so I'm just going to add them both together. So today's total with everything added together, 0.045. Come on that one time, 0.045. That's not bad for just about an hour of rock crushing. There's everything added together, Missouri and Colorado. It's very pretty, very beautiful gold, very beautiful, beautiful gold. Oh, there's still some on the scale, or on the, it's stuck on there, it's got in the ridges. There, we got it. I got it in there. 0.044. Hey, that's enough for a stick of gum. You know what I mean? That's enough for a stick of gum. So let's turn this camera back up here to where I can talk to everybody and read chat. We can catch up, say howdy. I still can barely read my screen from all the dust. So there you have it. There was a lot of people that wanted me to show from start to finish the way that I crush rocks. Is this the only way to do it? Heck no. There's a lot of ways to do it, a lot of different ways. Your way may be way better, far superior to mine. But this way works for me. It's productive. You can see I found some gold in there. All gold must be liberated. That's right. That's right. You got that right. Liberate the gold. Liberate. Trying to catch up to chat. 18 to 22 carats. Says make a dough. Thermal looked awesome. Thermal City is my home away from home, says Brewers. Yeah, Thermal City is amazing. And you know, me and Mama Bird are going to be planning a trip to Thermal City in not so distant future. Maybe you and Scott can meet us up there. We can have a good time. It'll be later in the year. All gold must be freed from the clutches of the earth. Ogle Rob quoted it just now. And that's right. You got it, Rob. And us, as the Gold Kingdom, we will strike out and liberate all that gold. We will free it. So, if you have gold and you possibly think that it needs to be liberated, get a hold of the Gold Kingdom. And that's everyone in chat. And we can converge and liberate. Form ranks and take it by surprise. Sneak up on that gold and get it out of the ground. I doubt we make it in October. October is rut season, and in October. I usually completely shut down prospecting and I just hunt. That's all I do. Last year I didn't do that. I was still productive hunting, but I did not. I took away from me and who I am by prospecting through October last year, and I told Mama Bird, I'm not going to do that this year. This year, I'm going to be me. I'm going to be GP. And when the rut hits, I'm hanging, putting up the pans and breaking out the bows, and that's just the way it is. Later, gal. See you at the train station. Cypher. I wonder how much gold is in the world, like a base scale. I've often sat and wondered that myself. There's a lot of information, a lot of theory, and that's what it is theory. Something can be theory until we prove it to be fact, and the only way we can prove it to be fact is someone has to be present to see it happen, which means that we'll never know how much gold is actually on the earth until every bit of it has been extracted, and I can't see that ever happening, so we'll never know. It's one of them things, it's kind of like the old saying, thou shalt not ask why I have made you the way I have made you. Just be happy with who you are. And let's just be happy that the gold's here and that we're finding it and that it's so much fun. So I'm not sure how long I've been on here, guys, but I know it's been a minute. And I know that I'm getting hot and sweaty. I'm standing almost in direct sunlight. I was over when I was doing the pan. And I still have a little bit of stuff that I want to finish crushing up. Straight out of Missouri. We got the rhyolite and quartz tubes, granite, and everything to look good. We got indicators all in the pan. We're going to crush it up and make it sand. Hard to bring sluices and pans. Well, the thing is the Trek sluice, I know this to be a fact, this Trek sluice with the leg kit will fit into your luggage bag. And and you may have to take an extra bag just for equipment, but I can take both of our backpacks, put them in the bag, and put two 6 by 26 Trek sluices with leg kits in the bag and zip it up, and that's it. Now, with that being said, you don't have shovels or nothing like that, but you got scoops. And the thing is shovels are fairly cheap. If you hit a Walmart or something, they're fairly cheap, and you can just everybody wants a shovel. You give it away before you fly back home. Zaxxon knows exactly how much gold is in the world, and he will let you know. And for the low price of $250 each, all you have to do is send a money order, self-addressed to I am Zaxxon, $250, and you too will know how much gold's in the world. It's that simple. Great public servant there, Zaxxon. Appreciate it. Really? See, I did not know that, Rob. That's good information. I have heard that saying, but I didn't know what it actually meant. But now I do. You've educated me today, and I thank you for that, Rob. Well, lambs come lines, it was great meeting you. Guys, it was great doing this with you guys. I'm going to get off here, clean a little bit of stuff up. I may end up cooking just a little more rocks and crushing them before it gets too awfully hot. I probably should be cutting the grass today, but you know what? Rock crushing, finding gold. That's better than cutting the grass. So, guys, again, thank you all for coming in. I want to say that I love each and every one of you. I think everybody out there is golden. Keep liberating that gold. Keep finding that gold. Keep doing what you love to do. Gold prospecting may not be your thing. You may love fishing. Do it. You may love hunting. Do it. You may love metal detecting, rock gathering, gems, skating, whatever, diving, whatever you do it. Because whatever that is, you're welcome into this community and you're a huge part of the kingdom because you find treasure in what you're doing. You treasure what you're doing. And anytime you go out with a prospect that you're going to accomplish your goal of the day. So you're part of this kingdom. We welcome everyone into the kingdom, into the community. Stay humble. We love you all. Be kind. Kindness is contagious. You will find out that if you pass it around, you will see that person pass it around and that person pass it. It's contagious. You can't help but pass around kindness. And I hope to see you guys Monday. We tentatively have our 2,000 subscriber giveaway coming up Monday. That is contingent on whether or not Carl makes it home from his trip on Monday, because Carl's going to be there. Carl's going to be having an auction on there. So if not Monday, we'll probably do a special live Wednesday and do it then. But either way, it's going to happen this week. 2,000 subscriber. If anybody wants to come on panel, Mega, Hobo Rob, Jason E. Minor, Brewers, anybody, you guys are welcome to come up on panel, talk, tell some stories, have some fun. We got some great prizes. Right now, I've got Flyer Gold Wizard micro cleanup sluice headed to my house to give to one of you guys. And we've got Flyer Gold Wizard header boxes. We've got gold. And I've got this bag of gold for the 2,000 subscriber giveaway, a special GP bag that's got way over, I don't know how much gold it has in it. I just keep throwing gold in there. You guys every week see me dump more gold in there. That may be where this gold ends up. I may dump that in there before we give it away. And, that all gold matters. And there's a lot of it that's micro. There's some of it that's in there that's chunky gold. But it's well over a gram. It's probably going to be over 2 grams once it all gets panned out. And some really fun material that you guys are going to love. And it's the what we call the Missouri Mountain Magneto material. That is 85% solid black sand material. Now I mix this with some other Missouri material as well. But this stuff, I'm having so much fun panning that black sands out. And I want to share it out. I want to share the love. So guys, have a wonderful weekend. Have fun doing whatever your plans are, doing whatever you're doing. If you have no plans, have fun having no plans. We'll see you guys Monday. If we don't see you Monday, we'll see you Wednesday on Mama Bird at Mama Bird 70. If we don't see you Wednesday, maybe, just maybe, we'll see you out there at No Telling Creek. Right there where you go over the bridge at, and you go up the creek just a little ways, and there's that little S turn. That's where I'll be, right there working that bedrock. So hopefully we can see you guys then. Take care.